Princess Diana is probably the most famous and best-loved member of the British royal family. She has been called the People's Princess in her lifetime. Even after her divorce from Prince Charles, Lady Di did not lose her royal status. But the woman's fame didn't just come from that. She was involved in charitable and humanitarian work, winning the hearts of people around the world. It is a shame that Diana's life was cut short so abruptly by a tragedy many consider to be by no means accidental. Recently, the last words of the popular favorite were revealed just moments before her death. Princess Diana was not a national favorite for nothing. Her humanitarian work made the British princess famous the world over. She ventured through an active minefield in Angola during her campaign to ban the production and use of landmines. Lady Di helped shake off the stigma of HIV or AIDS. She was one of the first to show by her own example that the disease is not transmissible by touch. However, her life and work came to a very abrupt and tragic end. An accident in Paris. In the summer of 1997, which was the last for the folk princess, she was with her boyfriend, Dodi Al-Fayed, in Paris. Their relationship began after Diana's divorce from Prince Charles was finalized. The paparazzi constantly stalked the couple. On that tragic August night, Diana and Dodi dined in the imperial suite of the Ritz Hotel. Their dinner lasted just 10 minutes because they were constantly disturbed by other diners and the press. As a result, the couple decided to return to Al-Fayed's Paris flat in search of peace. In an attempt to get rid of the pesky reporters, the two of them fled in a private car through the back door of the hotel. A second car had to be used as bait and heavy security. Despite all precautions, just 2 minutes from the hotel, the car carrying Diana and Dodi crashed into a pole in the Pont d'Arma tunnel. Al-Fayed himself and the driver died instantly on the spot from the impact. The princess lived for several more hours. Her last words. It wasn't until 2 decades after her death that Lady Di's last words were made public. Sergeant Xavier Gourmelin was commanding a team of firefighters who arrived on the scene. While other members of his team dealt with Al-Fayed, Gourmelin was left to look after Diana. She spoke in English, but fortunately he understood what she was saying. She opened her eyes and asked incomprehensibly, "My God, what happened?" The fireman took her hand and tried to reassure her, telling her everything was going to be all right. Then the ambulance arrived, and from the scene of the accident to the hospital, Diana never spoke another word. Gourmelin was absolutely certain that the princess would survive. He managed to get Lady Di to breathe again after her chest compression. It was he who gave her first aid, and he wanted to believe that it had saved her life. A tragic end. Despite all these hopes and the help of Xavier Gourmelin, Diana died in hospital, never regaining consciousness again. The internal injuries from the accident were too severe. The cause of death was officially ruled to be a ruptured pulmonary artery. Lady Di's death shocked the world. As news of the tragic accident spread, so did the global outpouring of human grief. The princess's funeral took place on September 6, 1997, in Westminster Abbey. Hundreds of thousands of people gathered to pay their respects to the national favorite. All of them saw off the funeral procession. Almost 3 billion people from all corners of the world watched the service and the broadcast of the funeral. Lady Di was buried at her ancestral home, Althorpe in Northamptonshire. Lord Spencer, Diana's brother, immediately blamed the paparazzi for her sister's death. After all, they were literally stalking her and Dodi, not giving them a pass. Many, however, believe that the accident was no accident at all. There are many conspiracy theories about it. Write in the comments, what do you think about it?